Welcome everyone. Today I will be discussing about the structure of a C program. We will be looking at the basic structure of a C program. So these are the elements. First one is the preprocessor command. Then we have functions. Then we have so these are the 5 elements that we find in any C program. Any C program that will have at least these 5 elements. The preprocessor commands, these are the hash include statements. So all of these elements, these are actually instructions, because statements are nothing but instructions. So preprocessor commands, functions, variable, constant, declaration, statement, and expression, comments, all of these elements, they are all instructions. So we are writing a simple C program. Include stdio.h main. We do not have a return type here. I have not used any return type here, or the data type of the or the return type. So this will by default the void type. And int n equals to 1, printf %d, which is n semicolon, and finally just single line comment, multi-line comment. So let us see this basic C program. This hash include stdio.h. This is a header file here. So this hash include, this hash is the preprocessor. So anything we write after the hash, it becomes a preprocessor command. So I am telling the compiler to include this stdio.h file. In case of C++, you will be including conio.h also. Main is the function itself. The function part is the main. The function element is this function. It starts from here. The brace open and the brace closes here. And int this part is the variable or constant declaration part, but I'm working with, this is a variable declaration where int is the data type. I will be talking about data type later, but for now int n means I'm declaring the n variable and also assigning 1 to this n. So this underline part, this part is the variable declaration part, and the n equals to 1, here the equal sign is known as the assignment operator, because it's working on the two operands on its both of sides, n and 1. And also there are a lot other kinds of assignment operators, but here we are using the basic assignment operator, which is an equal sign. So this part is the expression part. This part is the expression part, because we know we have already done algebraic expressions in mathematics. So a equals to 1 or b equals to c, these are all expressions because they are all equations. This is the assignment operator here. In case of algebra, this would be the equal sign, In this case, we will call that equal sign the assignment operator, and we are finally assigning 1 to n. So this part is the expression part or equation part, and this part is the variable declaration part. Finally, we have a statement which is again an instruction. This is the printf. This would be the statement part. Expression we have done earlier, that was the n equal or n assignment operator 1. Now this double slash stands for single line comments. Whenever you have a requirement to write some comment, but which will end in that line only, it will not get extended to the next line, then we would use the single line comment. A multi-line comment is used for if you have many lines of comments to write. Then instead of using this single line comments, this syntax double slash syntax separately, we would make use of only one opening can say this is the whole syntax of multi-line comment. We write by just put one slash and a star and end with one star and the slash. So this would be the we only need to use them once at the beginning and after the ending. So this is for the multi-line comments. Let us see why we require the comments. Comment is required because it tells us something about the program, and the basic details of any program we should mention. The details are, so the detail purpose, addition, finally the author, date is 2/20, anything. Description, there can be description also, and this could be many lines of detailed description, and finally we end the multi-line comment. So these are the basic fields or the details or properties we should include in any program written in any programming language, be it C, Java, .NET or anything, C++. Whenever we are writing a source code in any source file, because a source file is a container for writing the source code, we should include these details or properties at the top of the source file or source code, because this will tell the developer who is working on that program or someone else who will be working on this program later, 1 or 2 years later, developer or someone who is reading the source code or source file, he will get an idea that this program is about the addition program or it does the addition. Next is the author, the developer who has written this file. The author is none other than the developer who have written this file, the source code. The date is the date itself, the date when this file was written, and the description is about the detail description or detailed purpose of the program. So this is why we should use commenting. So we will find some way to, we will require that this statement or this line of code should be remembered, and when we think that this should be remembered, this line of code, this may be 1, 3 or 2 or 3, 4 lines of codes, then we will have to implement a memo. Memo means the basic details, or it's like a sticky note that this does something special or it is doing this trick or doing that. So to do that, we can use either single line comment, does A or B. These are the tricks. These are the things that you will not get the idea right now. When I will be doing practically, then this thing will be clear what I'm talking about. But for now, just think that when we have a source file, that file could contain hundreds, even thousands lines of code, and there for few lines of codes, they might be very much interesting or tricky, or those lines of codes, they are actually uncommon, they are development practice or something which will not come in mind generally. So in these cases we would have to include or mention some comments and some notes about that specific the one or more lines of codes. In this case we can always implement if the comment is small and mainly it is can be written in one line, then we can use single line comment either, or we will use the multi-line comment A, B, C that does these tricks. So whatever your comment is, you will have to write like this. So these are the cases when we should implement the commenting. These are the cases when we need the commenting. So this is the thing. And this is the basic structure of a C program. You will encounter those 5 elements, those listed 5 elements in almost every program, and their number can vary. You will find those elements for multiple times, for even hundreds and thousands of times if the program is very much bigger, the source code is very much bigger. And comment, there is no proper order for writing comments. You can write comments on the top of the source code or the end of the source code or source file or in anywhere in the source code, because that flexibility comes from that concept where the compiler is actually designed and developed to ignore anything, any statement, any instruction or any keywords which are reserved words written inside the comment syntax. For single line commenting, as the compiler does the compilation like this, it will start reading line by line. So when it encounters these double slashes, then the compiler will understand we are actually doing some single line comments. And when the compiler will encounter this slash star, then it will, when the compiler will read this line and starting with this thing syntax, then the compiler will understand that we are doing a multi-line commenting, so it will ignore anything inside this syntax and also in this line after the double slashes. And one more case is that what are white spaces? So let us know about white spaces. Let's say I'm writing a C program #include stdio.h main, the function. I will be talking about these statements separately. These are actually instructions. Statements and instructions are same thing. So for now, just let us consider this C program, and let's say we have these empty lines of codes. There, it's not codes; it's just empty lines. Means this, whenever you are writing anything in a text editor or word processor, the lines will be numbered. For most recent programs, text editor and word processor programs, you will have lines like this: 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like this. It's never ending. As you go on the next, as you move on to the programming, this number will increase. As you hit the enter, it will increment. This number will increment because this tells the number of lines we have used in that text file. So when I just started the brace here, after that I hit enter and I go to the next line, which is line 5. Then I just did not write anything, just again hit the enter button. Like this, I have created up to 5 to 6 lines which are actually empty. Just I had to hit enter and I skip to the next line. So these are the white spaces. White spaces, and compilers are designed and developed to ignore all these white spaces and will finally execute the statement which is actually a statement, printf statement. So this is the thing, and so these are the white spaces. It will look like that whenever you're writing a program. I just started the brace and then hit enter. For multiple time I just hit enter and I have created 5 to 6 empty lines, and this empty line, this is known as the white space. So the compilers are designed to ignore this white space. It will not give any compilation error or anything or any kind of warning or alert. It will give nothing. It will just skip those lines, and when it will encounter this printf function calling with the statement argument, when it will the compiler will encounter this function, it will simply do the compilation and will definitely ignore the white space without giving any error or warning or alerts. Let us also know one more thing, that is the parentheses, braces and brackets. So when we were actually doing the mathematics in algebra, these were the basic symbols. So these symbols, they were called for mathematics first bracket, second bracket, and finally the third. But in case of programming, these terms are not the terms we should call them by. So for programming, in case of any programming language, these are the terms given to these symbols are parentheses, parentheses, parentheses. This would be the braces, and finally this symbol is known as a bracket. Brackets, you can say, because it's in plural form. We have opening as well as the closing bracket. So parentheses for this symbol, braces for this symbol, brackets for the third bracket. So when we will be writing the main function in C, so this would be the parenthesis. We will call main not first bracket. We will be calling main parenthesis, opening and closing. This is the opening and this one is the closing. And these are the braces, opening brace, closing brace. Brackets, we will be using brackets, opening and closing brackets in when declaring or working with arrays. So this is the thing. What is the main function? You will get to know that when I will be doing the practical sessions. Main function is the function where the actual execution of the program begins. So anything you write inside the main function will be are the main statements which will be executed by the operating system as well as the CPU. So those hash include stdr.h and conio.h, those header files, those are .h, those files are called header files. Those are also called libraries. So those files, those are when I'm writing hash is the preprocessor, and anything we write after the hash becomes the preprocessor command. So when we are writing the hash include stdr.h, it means we are instructing the compiler to include that header file inside this symbol. This is the angular bracket. So stdr.h or any library file or header file, so that will be included by the compiler, because I'm just instructing the compiler by using hash include where this is the preprocessor command. Hash is the preprocessor, and anything we write after the hash, the whole thing becomes a preprocessor command. Also the brackets are included because the angular brackets, they are also the part of the include command. So the whole thing will be known as the preprocessor command, where the hash is solely known as the preprocessor. So basically whatever we write inside any source code written in any programming language, they all will be executed. Finally, they all will be get executed. But when we are talking about the main function is the function which is actually being the recursive function, and the main function, that's why it is called main. The main function means the main, so it will be get executed when we are running the program. I have already uploaded a video on the build process. You can watch that video, so you will get a clear idea about the building process and what how the total thing works, how the program gets compiled, and how we get the final exe file. So in the next sessions we will be watching, the next session will be on data types, variables, constants. Thanks for being with me for a long time. Thanks for watching.